Hello. My name is Leah, your digital presenter for today's event. Before we dive into the exciting and informative content we've prepared for you, here's a quick disclaimer. I'm actually an artificial intelligence, AI, designed and programmed to assist with sharing valuable knowledge and resources. I am here to provide evidence-based, up-to-date information and guidance, and will be sharing real stories from my colleagues at FND. Here at FND, we value honesty and transparency in all our interactions. We, at the Family Network on Disabilities, believe that the incredible advancements in technology, such as AI, can significantly enhance our ability to provide families with the resources, support, and information they need. All the information shared in this training comes from the dedicated team of experts at FND who have years of experience, rich understanding, and most importantly, a deep passion for supporting families just like yours. Family Network on Disabilities began in 1985 by a group of parents of children with disabilities who came together looking for mutual support. FND is a grassroots organization for persons with disabilities and their families that is family-centered and family-driven. What makes FND unique is that the majority of our board members, our management staff and program staff are either individuals with experience with a disability or have family members with a disability, which gives us the perspective of empathy and compassion for the work that we do. Before we begin, I'd like to share a little bit about Family Network on Disabilities. We are a 501c3 nonprofit organization helping families across the state. We're funded in part by the U.S. Department of Education and the U.S. Department of Health through the Health Resources Services Administration. We use all that funding to provide information, resources and support, and training to families, educators, professionals, and providers throughout the state. We do not charge for our services. At this time, we would like to make a disclaimer that we at FND are not attorneys, doctors, or mental health professionals. We do not offer legal or medical advice in our workshops. We are happy to support you with information, resources, and support. We use research-based information in our training and materials. Today we're going to be talking about caregiver stress and burnout, tips for taking care of yourself. This is segment 3 of 4. So let's get started. You can't pour from an empty cup. Take care of yourself. There's lots of physical signs of stress that you may not even be conscious of. We already talked about migraines and headaches, but even that feeling of fatigue and muscle aches may make things more difficult. Sometimes if your immune system's down, frequent colds, infections, upset stomach, teeth grinding, and with mind and mood becoming irritated or anger easily and anxious, the feeling of low self-esteem and worthlessness. You may feel like you have a lack of motivation or sadness, it might be depression or even just that you're having difficulty relaxing or focusing. Then there's the stress hormones. Researchers at the University of Wisconsin actually found that mothers of children with autism had significantly lower levels of the stress hormone cortisol compared to mothers of children without disabilities. Repeated exposure to stress over time is known to cause diminished stress hormones. There's also behavioral signs of stress: change in appetite. Tobacco use, maybe increased use of alcohol or drugs, nail biting, fidgeting, avoiding responsibilities and social withdrawal. Recognize the warning signs. Start taking action. Part of that reflection process is actually creating an action plan for yourself to see what can you change. This next slide, dark chocolate changes our body in the response to stress, really. W can always start by consuming chocolate. There's all kinds of benefits to eating dark chocolate, protecting from diseases and disease-free radicals. And gosh, even potential cancer, improves heart health, cholesterol, the list goes on. There are benefits of caregiving support for caregivers, and it is well needed. It's not all doom and gloom by any means. Some of caregivers are in a good place. It can be one of the most life-changing and rewarding experiences in life. It can teach skills, knowledge, and really a personal sense of mastery. Different ways to reduce caregiver stress and depression is 1. Increase knowledge and your skill set, and then increasing your coping and resiliency improves continuity of care and outcomes for older adults. Getting help to avert crisis situations as well can help greatly reduce this nervousness. Let's go over this image. Don't think of it as if someone dying, it's a cycle of grief. Sometimes it's just important to realize where we are at, to find the direction as to where to go. For parents of children with special needs, grief rarely happens in a predictable or linear fashion. Oftentimes, a sense of loss is ongoing, and it's very common for parents to re-experience various feelings of grief at many points throughout their child's development. This is why we refer to them as cycles. A parent who may have adjusted expectations for their child's needs at home may find themselves again experiencing those feelings of denial again, or fear or depression when presented with new challenges their child is facing. While these feelings are often difficult to sit with and even harder to talk about, it's important to remember that all of the feeling states associated with grief serve a purpose and help us to cope, manage, and mobilize. Every person's different, and grief is a unique individual process. There's no right or wrong way to experience grief. And there's also no set time limit on how much time we should spend in each section. People with disabilities often experience grief for years after. Some studies have shown we also experience grief when we lose a job, move to a new house, see a friend move away, the list goes on. Just to break it down a little, denial, often our first reaction, this is not real, just a nightmare, is what we tell ourselves. Then anger, possibly at everyone and self. Then comes bargaining with anyone or anything that might make this go away. And depression, as everyone warns, and then acceptance. That's when you begin to face a new normal, and it moves you from crisis to advocacy. Acceptance helps us find meaning in the life we currently have. Finding acceptance helps us connect more fully with what's in front of us and motivates us to develop and create new hopes, new dreams and expectations for ourselves, our family and community. The next slide, problem solving. Problem solving 101. First of all, remember you're not running a sprint, this is a marathon. Reaching our goals one step at a time is progress and improvement in our life. Problem solving is just simply listing the goal and then making a list of the steps to reach that goal. Kind of like an IEP, an individualized education program. One way of solving a problem is these 5 steps. So what is the problem? What is the plan? Think of at least 2 or 3 possible choices. What might happen if? Then examine your list of choices and choose which one you can do today. Remember, progress, not perfection. How do you define wellness? Absence of illness? Growth? Feeling okay may manifest in having healthy social wellness, relationships, respect, and meaningful community interaction. It's important to consider how we connect, communicate, and get along with people we are surrounded by. Feelings, emotions, reactions, cognition. This is the dimension where you are in touch with your feelings and emotions of sorrow, joy, or love. This dimension helps us to cope with the emotional challenges of life. Feeling intellectually well considers the desire to be a lifelong learner. It's the ability to be open to new experiences and ideas in order to continue growing. Body, nutrition, healthy habits make up physical wellness. This dimension considers overall health and what you need to do to maintain a healthy quality of life. It is the ability to take charge of your health by making conscious decisions to be healthy. Spiritual wellness may establish peace and harmony in our lives. It is the ability to discover meaning and purpose in life. And finally, occupational wellness, which considers skills, finances, balance, and satisfaction. This dimension involves finding fulfillment in your job and knowing that it has meaning. It is also the ability to establish balance between work and leisure time. Here you can see our FND, family. These are the programs housed under the Family Network on Disabilities. Each program provides a unique service to a specific population. There are 3 PTI programs, funded by the U.S. Department of Education through the Office of Special Education Programs. POPN serves North Florida, PSN serves Southwest Florida, and PEN serves Southeast Florida. The Family Star program, funded by the U.S. Department of Health under the Health Resources Services Administration and supports families of youth with special health care needs. FND also has a special needs trust where we provide families with information regarding creating and supporting a special needs trust. We also do programming specific to fathers raising children with disabilities. Here you can see links from multiple downloadable resources available in various languages. You can also see some of our social media platforms. We have various pages on Facebook addressing the needs of different populations and our programs. I invite you to check out our website at www.fndusa.org for the hundreds of pages of resources and invaluable information that you can access and download at no charge. You can reach us to help you and your family by giving us a call at 800-825-5736 and letting us know your needs. You'll be assigned to a staff person who can support you. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Visit our website for valuable resources and more information. We want to thank you for spending this time with us during this presentation. We look forward to hearing from you.